All right, man. Richard Sherman says that Calvin Johnson is the best he ever played against, or amongst the best. He said he right up there. He might be the best. But let's talk about it. Check out the Trey Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. And I mean, you know, we can't argue with him. You know, people got mad because he's there. You know, Stafford, being a Hall of Famer, setting the bar low. He ain't lying about that. They got mad because I agree with him. Like, he made one fucking Pro Bowl, the 2 Pro Bowls, no All-Pro teams. You know, if we talking about Super Bowls get you in the Hall of Fame, we'll get Doug Williams, the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. Let's get him in the Hall of Fame. All right, you know. So he was right on point with that. It ain't no hatred. The bar set low. You know, but you know, once again, you know, this is truth, and you giving Megatron some love, and you gotta imagine if Megatron would have got with Aaron Rodgers, or Tom Brady, or Peyton Manning, he would have been hands down the greatest football player ever to play the game. Because the records that he would have broke, he'd still probably be playing. You know, the game would have been so easy to him. You know, Stafford put him in a lot of messed up predicaments too. People don't talk about that. But when you're a bigger receiver, you're going to get hit regardless. You know, you're going to get hit regardless when you're playing against a bigger receiver. That's why, you know, that's one of the knocks on bigger receiver. You got a lot of body to hit. Them little receivers, they last because they ain't got that much body to hit. But, yeah, he was a handful, bro. You know, he would have been even more handful with one of them upper echelon quarterbacks. You know? One of them top elite quarterbacks, man, he would have been, all the records would have been gone, but he got stuck with Stafford. And Stafford wasn't a bad, you know, quarterback. He got stuck in Detroit was the bad thing about it. Because they just never was able to put a team around him and Stafford and Sue. You know, them big 3 contracts, they need to draft really, really well, and they just never did it. And Sue got out of there and got his piece. Sue was able to walk and get his peace of mind. And went to 2 Super Bowls and won one. You know, and Calvin Johnson never got that opportunity. I mean, he probably think like, maybe after my rookie deal, shit, I should have just ate the franchise tag and walked. And the Lions should have traded him. But Sherman was a big corner. That's why Megatron is one of the regions. Megatron, Larry Fitzgerald, Julio Jones, Demaryius Thomas, rest in power to him. They was the reasons why, you know, big corners came in style. Sherman, Brandon Brown. Remember, the Seahawks was the first team to really have them big old corners like that. Brandon Browner, Richard Sherman. They had them big old corners, and that was because guys like Calvin Johnson. You know, now you see other guys coming to the league that's taller, you know, like DK Metcalf, and, you know, people becoming prisoners of the moment with him. He's a great football player, don't get me wrong, but he ain't no Calvin Johnson. And people don't understand Calvin Johnson, you know, he ain't had no quarterbacks like the first 4 years of his career. Remember, he first got here was a kid, and he had to share the ball. Roy Williams, too. You know, remember Stafford was injured his first 2 seasons, too. So it was like 3 or 4 years he really didn't have a quarterback. You got to imagine if the Lions would have got it right around him, Stafford, and Sue, you know, he'd probably go down as the greatest football player. But Sherman was brought to this league to defend guys like Calvin Johnson. And he was able to match his size and physicality. But the thing about Calvin, he was an elite athlete, and he was a great route runner. So when he said you got to defend he could do it all. He could score. Remember the Saints in the playoff game, which they should have won that game if Aaron Berry and them caught half the picks they dropped. Remember they had put like the 2 corners out there on him as a receiver. So, you know, he a threat. You know, Fitzgerald, you know, Demaryius Thomas, Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones. They started drafting guys like Sherman and Brandon Browner, and they started getting these big, long, physical corners, Amani and Warrior. They became in style because, what's my man's name out there, Stephon Diggs' brother down there in Dallas. They started getting them bigger corners, man, and taking them coming in college as receivers and running backs. They started turning them bigger guys into cornerbacks because of Calvin Johnson and the guys I named. You know, and think of what made Calvin so deadly that you got to defend the whole field, sideline to sideline, end zone to end zone. He can run the in breaking. He can run the out breaking. He can get off press. You know? And you just wonder how good he could have been with somebody that would have, with a team that would have, And that's why why Detroit people don't want to come to Detroit, because careers get lost in Detroit. You don't get that spotlight on you in Detroit. And that's endorsements. That's a lot of money. And Calvin Johnson probably missed out on hundreds of millions of dollars. Good guy, clean background as we know it. He would have been a commercial phenom in New York market, or down there, in Green Bay or whatever. He would have been on every commercial. And he had a nice shoe too. People forget that. But that's why Sherman was brought into this league. And that's why he in this league, because of guys like Calvin Johnson. And he's a Hall of Famer too. He be going in. Look at his resume. For years, people nitpicked him and said, "Oh man, he only played one side of the field." So did Marvin fucking Harrison, and that don't take away from his greatness. So did Marvin Harrison. He played on one side, and they couldn't stop him. Couldn't stop him. So, but Detroit dropped the ball on Calvin. He dropped the ball on Calvin. Calvin should have been a phenom. I mean, he was a phenom. He should have been bigger commercially. He should have been bigger commercially. So, I mean, that's dope, dog. Good to see them get the credit. And also Glover Quinn, he was really good here. We just couldn't, win. He was one of the better safeties in the league, bro, for a few years. And then Patricia came and they shot him in the back, basically. But that is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check the Detroit Lions Talk playlist out for more videos like this. You want to reach me on social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on link to the description. You can reach me there. Twitter's the fastest way, most effective and efficient way. Financially want to support the channel: Cash App, $CJGood313, Venmo CJGood313, PayPal link description. Appreciate the love, support. Appreciate the love, support, man. Just keep sharing the video, thumb up. Don't forget to check my main channel right here on YouTube, Goodfella TV, for more sports, music, news, and entertainment. It's Goodfella TV. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Marcy Sports Talk. Peace.